Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Life Sciences Grade 10. Now, our topic today is on support systems in animals, specifically in animals. So what I'll do right now is just to show you the expected outcomes from of course, the lecture that's happening today. So what I'm going to try and do at the moment is to share my screen with you guys. I appreciate you very much for taking your time to come out to this lesson. I know there's not a lot of you, but I'm grateful that some of you could make it. I know because of power, from ESCO, so forth. So let's get on with it. Let me share my screen. Good. So I'll go to my email. Send folder. Great. This is what I want to access. So basically the objectives of this lesson would be for you guys to develop working in groups. I'd need you guys to develop that skill working in groups. It is what education really would like us as teachers to focus on right now. For instance, pedagogy requires that students familiarize themselves with other students, and that we teachers take a sit back and let you guys do the work. I would like to know the work. Lesson outcomes. I would like you to know the difference between the different structures. We have different types of structures. Be able to explain each type. Understand the functions of each support structure as well. So I'll go out of this and then I'll start a PowerPoint presentation on support systems in animals. So where are you? Okay, this is not it. Now it's time. Seems like I lost my folder. How do I lose a code? It's somewhere. It is there. I downloaded it specifically for this. It's working, but I can't see it. Okay. But basically, support systems in animals include of 3 types. Now, the types should be mainly your exoskeleton. We're also looking at your endoskeleton, and of course your hydrostatic. Now, the different types of these support systems support movement, they store nutrients, they support internal organs of animals. Of course, in different ways. Some grow bigger than the others are more smaller and easier to get into smaller spaces. There's quite a different wide range of them. Now, looking at the hydrostatic. Now, when you're talking about hydrostatic structure, you'll mainly be talking about things like your jellyfishes, your starfishes, you know, the animals that have that bit of gooey inside them that do not have blood per se. It's very easy for them to get into smaller spaces. Of course, we'll be looking at that. So, how do they then repair themselves would be the question. Now, the repairing actually becomes a lot easier for them because of that gelish inside. When there is a cut outside of the animal, you find that, just for example, let's take an example of a snake before it actually develops the shell, while it's still categorized as a hydrostatic supporting system. Now, most human beings, even today, we use snail gel to repair ourselves, which means the snail repairs their cells a lot quicker than ours. And then when you look again at exoskeleton now, which is the animals that have a rigid structure on the outside, but are softer on the inside. For example, when I'm talking about this, we'd be looking at animals like your scorpions, your ants. Of course, those are the ones that got a bit of a rigid structure on the outside. So now I just found my presentation, but of course I will not start it from the beginning because I already started talking about some of the points that are actually on the slides. So I'll just, wrap around towards the end. I hope you're still with me. So now, as I said, they have a fluid or that gelish fluid inside of them. Now, those are the hydrostatic skeleton. Now, when you're looking at endo, as I said, an exoskeleton is a scorpion. Now, with endoskeleton, now, just like as a pig, a mouse, myself, structure now is on the inside, now beneath the flesh, not on top as of that of a skeleton or of a scorpion, rather. Now, this makes our movement very fast. It makes us grow quite easily. But now the only problem is that we take a long time to repair ourselves. Now those are the endoskeletons. They take a bit while to repair themselves. Now, when you look at exos, they're very much limited on growth. Their repair is not necessarily as quicker as the hydras, but better than the endos. You look, it's very flexible and it's very light in weight, which makes them very easy to move it very quick. As you can look at the ants and the scorpions, very quick to move. Now, as I said, when we try and we compare these three structures, you find that some of the animals actually are very easy to squish. And you could be walking around and you step on an ant and it's that. Or for example, an ant. So now most of these smaller animals, because they cannot grow bigger, they protect themselves by building shelter or developing or evolving into something better. Like, as I said, a snail over time develops the shell to cover its whole body from, easy damages and all of that. Now you get a butterfly that grows as well from a moth to a butterfly. That also is just an evolution for themselves to try and protect themselves anyway from all these easy. Now with endoskeleton, we should be specifically looking at on our next lesson. This is now will be specifically looking at a human skeleton, which includes, starting from the face, all the way down, different bones and all of that. But it is very important for us as grade 10 learners to understand the three different support systems rather, and how actually they work before we can actually go and move a bit further. We need to understand how these three work. And we need to have a clear understanding of how the endoskeleton as a group works before we can isolate one endoskeleton that is now the human skeleton from all the endos. So I prepared about 3 questions here. Well, not 3, actually, there are about 5. But it's a quiz that I prepared for you guys to answer. Hopefully, you'll be able to. In fact, I'll answer it because, I'll answer those questions. I'll just go through them before I can actually give you an exercise. Now, name 3 types of support systems. Now, of course, you'd be looking at your endoskeleton and, of course, your hydrostatic. Now, which support system takes longer to repair? As I said, the other 2 categories or other 2 support systems, which is the exo and the hydro, those do not use, and therefore they're repairing, or the replacement of the cells becomes quite easy and quicker for them. Now, the endoskeleton, because we use blood and our cells, from that question, of course, it's the endoskeleton that takes long to repair. Now, next question now, which is the multi-choice, the next one, the multiple choices. Now, select the correct answer from the answers below. Now, a human skeleton is classified as 1, an endoskeleton. So a snake is a what? Also 1, it's number 2, which is also an endoskeleton. Now, I did get a situation whereby someone said the hydrostatic. Now, snakes, unfortunately, they have bones inside. So they have bones beneath the flesh, which makes them endos than hydros, because they also have blood and bones inside, right? And their organs are also protected by these rigid structures, which the bones. So they will be classified, or they are classified, as endoskeleton. Now, do dog cells repair quicker than a snake? Now, that is a question that we've answered from, I think, the second question of the quiz. Of course, dogs don't repair faster than a snail. A snail repair their cells way quicker than a dog would do. So the correct answer there would be 2, which is false. Now, this lesson was made and prepared for a face-to-face interaction. So there are going to be a few exercises where I bring different pictures to be seen so that we'll be able to differentiate the different types of the support system. But unfortunately, we have to do this now online via Zoom because of, the situation that we have around at the moment. And hopefully everything will come back to normal and we can get back into class. So this is what I would like you guys to think about so long before we actually get into deeper details of the human skeleton. Now, when we're talking about getting into details of or about the human skeleton, we'll be actually touching on a few points. I'm trying to do something here. Hopefully it will be done before the time ends. So we as teachers are given guidelines as to what pace we should take and all of that. So now that puts a pressure on us because there's caps as well, of which we have to obey and go according to caps. Now I'm trying to find my caps document if I can be able to, and then I can quickly show it to you guys where we are at the moment. But really, it's not a lot. So let's try this. Let me try and disconnect from sharing the screen so I can use the camera rather to show you my caps document from my PC. It's taking a little bit longer to load. Okay, but I have it on the PC. I just want to get to the appropriate okay, that is 10:1, 10:3. Now I'm way ahead. Okay, let's try this. Guess this exchange as 10:3. Oh, my PDF is taking a lot. Okay, so now when we meet on our next lesson, we'll be focusing, as I said, on human, specifically human skeletons. So I would love to show you this. I just wish it could finally show up, but I would love to show you guys this so that we know exactly, oh no, that is way ahead. We know exactly what is expected of us. And give me a second here. Almost there. Just that I can make out the page number. So that one. If anyone has a question, you can post it right now, like the text. I will read the text and I'll get back to you with an immediate answer, because I do think that we have like 10 minutes before the lesson ends. But anyway, it's very interesting if you look at it, because the from each grade to the next. Now, all of them, of course, they are connected. So as you go to the higher level, they become more and more complex. So which is what we've been taught, that is to, of course, to learn to develop the lessons gradually. So, okay, yes. This is okay, let me go back to my Zoom there. I would like to stop sharing my screen so that I can show you my camera. Okay. So I'm fine. Okay. I don't know if you can make out this, but we'll be looking on joints, the rows, and the following in the bones of the human joints, ligaments, and tendons. So as I said, this what we are doing here is more of a basic lay down of what we are about to come across, because we need to understand the basic function, advantages and disadvantages of this hydrostatic, or I mean endoskeleton, before we get into the human skeleton, where we'll be specifically now having to name each and every bone from head to toe. Joints, bones, ligaments, we need to be learning that. Like what is a fixed joint, partly more movable joints and twists. So I would like you guys to actually read a bit on joints before our lesson next week, so that you are at the same wavelength as myself, and that you can also contribute as much as you can, so that I don't have to speak for the whole 30 minutes with no answer. So anyway, I would like to thank everyone that took their precious great time from whatever that they were doing to come and be part of this lesson. I'm actually trying to get back to Zoom now. I'm still sharing a screen. Let me stop share screen and get back. Okay. So thank you very much again for attending, and hopefully you enjoyed the lesson, and I will see you again next time. Thank you.